Welcome to the highlights of the fourth round of the World Chess Championship at Pune, Maharashtra. It was a very fiercely fought day as the best of the players have started playing each other, starting with the top table. There are very fiercely fought contests and there were a lot of draws as a result, but almost not a single one of them was unfought. Well, as you are going to see, it was a very interesting day indeed. Enjoy yourself watching the highlights. The start of the fourth round of the World Junior. It was a round in which a lot of title players played against each other, especially on the top board where Vladislav Kovalov of Bulgaria was pitted against Wei Yi of China. It was a heavyweight clash. Kovalov chose very cleverly his openings so that throughout the game he was never under pressure, and at some point he even looked like putting on some pressure against his stronger Chinese opponent, but Wei Yi created enough counter chances to wriggle away with a draw. Remember, this was a round in which there were 5 people on lead going into the round. And it was only the second board where there was a decisive result, resulting in a clear leader. Idani Puya of Iran pitted against Kori Yorge of Peru, the 2600 Grandmaster. And the Grandmaster prevailed over the International Master, thus giving the only leader at the end of the third round. Kori Yorge moves into the fourth round with 4 points because of this win, and he's going to be the sole leader. A tense position from the Sicilian could not beat the deadlock. A lot was expected from Vidit Gujarati, but it was one of those days when everything just got fizzled into getting exchanged. There were a lot of spectators for this particular game as Vidit is from Maharashtra and a strong grandmaster, and a lot is expected of him in this tournament from his local fans. In the women's side, it was an all-Russian clash on the top board as the leader of this round from 3 points, Daria Pustavaitova of Russia, clashed against the top seed Alexandra Goryashkina, her own countrywoman. But it was a draw without not much of fireworks happening, but a fully fought game nevertheless. The third board clash between Gevorgian Maria of Armenia and Sara Sadat of Iran was the only board in the top 4 boards where there was a result. The Iranian girl won, thus moving into joint lead. This is the fourth board clash between women FIDE master Sviridova versus Zaimo of China, and this also ended in a well-fought draw. Ivana Maria Furtado, the Indian prodigy, a very young girl, is doing very well in this tournament so far, and she held International Master Mary Arabidze of Georgia to a draw in this round. A very creditable result for the youngster from Goa. Padmini Ruth scored a creditable victory against fellow Grandmaster Mona Khalid of Egypt in a very well fought game. Padmini was happy with her game today. You see a tense middle game situation where queens have just got exchanged and they have moved out into an endgame. clash on the 6th board between Nguyen Thi Mai Hung of Vietnam versus Aisa Iniva of Russia was equally matched and ended in a draw. There is quite some interest on Pratyusha Bodda's performance in this tournament. The talented girl from Andhra held her fancied opponent Irina Petrushkina from Russia to a draw in this game, and she continues to do well. This is Mila Zarkovic of Serbia fighting against women international master Ni Shuqin of China. And this is J. Saranya of India, once again a creditable draw against Marina Brunello of Italy. Rucha Pujari has had a sedate start in the tournament so far, but today she finally wriggled out and scored a nice win over Sunya Sakta Satpati, a fellow Indian. Another girl from South, Mahalakshmi, drew against the prodigy from Delhi, Vantika Agarwal, in a well-fought game. And you see Hilmi Praveen there playing against Varshini. It's another interesting clash between Kazakh girl Samudin Elina versus Srishti Shetty of India. Excellent atmosphere in the tournament hall. You see the girls section over there. Behind them is the arbiter's table. The arbiter monitoring all the games through the software system of seeing all the games played live on the board. The top seed of the boys section, the open section, Fedosiev. Fantastic fight between Srinath Narayanan versus the Russian Grandmaster. Though Fedosiev looked like having a slight edge always, he was held to a draw by Srinath, and the Grandmaster spectator you just saw in Sahaj Grover there with a coffee cup in his hand. A little disappointing day for the young Arvind Chidambaram from Chennai as he lost to his Grandmaster opponent from Armenia, Karen Grigorian. But Sunildat Laina Narayanan was the cynosure of all eyes today as he defeated a very strong Grandmaster, Drogan Kamil from Poland, in a well-fought game. This is another powerful clash between Ufuk Arat of Turkey versus Antipo Mikhail of Russia, but the Russian Grandmaster won without much of an issue. Ankit Rajpara, one of the latest Grandmasters of India, was held to a draw by his Swiss opponent, Gabriel Gewela. Prince Bajaj lost to the second seed Netherlands Grandmaster Robin van Kampen. Robin was held to 2 draws in the previous 2 rounds and he looked really determined on the board today. Various youngsters in this tournament taking advantage of the opportunity of playing in India the World Junior Championship being fought here and doing quite well so far. This is Harsha Bharatkoti, who figures in the top of the junior list in India, fitting his wits against his fancied rival from Netherlands. But Bharatkoti managed to draw the game, and that's Diptayan Ghosh on your screen. Though he had a disappointing draw against his Georgian opponent today. Sahej Grover, the young grandmaster from Delhi, was expected to bounce back today against his lower rated rival, but it was a disappointing day for Sahej, washed over by his mother here. He was held to a draw today with black pieces. Lot of crowd, lot of spectators. It was a well attended day today at Pune. Nihal Sareen, the hero of India for the first 3 rounds, was beaten today by his strong international master rival Shardul Gagre, and there's another prodigy from Calcutta, Shayantan Das, held to a draw by his solid opponent from Chennai, N.R. Vaisak.
Hi Robin, how was your game today?
Hi. Today I had a pretty complicated game. I got some preparation on the board, but then my opponent played some logical move which I didn't analyze. And to be honest, I think he played better than me. And at some point I didn't know exactly what to do, and I made some poor choices, and I think I was worse. But okay, the only difference was that he had very little time left, so I played kind of by hand. And somehow he lost the coordination a little bit, and I managed to win my game. Okay. But overall, it was not a very convincing win, I think.
So your opponent did play well?
Yeah, I think he played quite well, yeah, up to a certain point, yeah.
And which opening was it?
It was Taimanov.
Sicilian Taimanov.
Yeah.
That's nice. And how do you see your prospects now at this point?
Okay, I made 2 draws, but to be honest, in those games I had very few chances. So I don't have so much to complain about. And okay, the tournament's so long that I think I have all the chances still.
Definitely.
It's all about the last rounds, really. As long as I don't fall behind too much behind the guys that are playing the first boards now, I think there's no real problem. So I'm still pretty optimistic.
Great. S.L. Narayanan of India, who has just beaten a stronger player of Poland, Kamil Dragan, Grandmaster. And let us go to him. How was the game today?
It was a tough game. He played well in the opening and after that the middle game also. But he missed some counter chances by me.
Okay. So did you have a great attack in this game?
Okay. It seemed to me that I would have some, but he defended correctly, and after that somehow he misplayed it.
Okay. So what was the mistake in the game? Was it allowing a piece sacrifice?
Yeah.
So how do you see your prospects in the tournament now that you have gone to 3.5 or 4?
I'll play some more good games.
Just won your game now, and how was the game today?
Hello, it was tough for me. I don't know, it was complicated. At the beginning I just learned to keep it calm, but then it got complicated and I don't know, I was tired and not sure if it's okay for me, but somehow it worked.
So were you expecting a victory in the middle game?
In the middle game, I don't know, it was really complicated and it was hard for me to say.
And how has been your experience in India and in this tournament especially?
Well, I think it's really nice. I didn't expect that it will be that well organized, and hotel is really great. Playing hall is also very good, so I think it's just perfect.
And how do you find India and Indian food in general?
Indian food is very good. I love food, so no problems for me. And I didn't have a chance to see something more. I hope maybe in a free day I'll go to visit some.
On the rest day you will love. Thank you, and it is really nice having you here in India.
Hi Shardul, great game today. You won against the star of the tournament. So far, Nihal Sareen, the under-10 world champion. So, tell us a little about your game today.
It was good. He played symmetrical English, and it went as I thought of it. And I knew he was going to play symmetrical, and it was all going line. In the middle game, he had a very complex position, and very complicated lines. So I just thought of all the moves, and then I went to the forced line, and it was very simple.
Yeah, I saw that you found the direct forcing line to win in the critical position. So, and then was it easy after you won the exchange?
Yeah, I thought it was easy, but every winning position, to convert it into clear win, it's difficult. But I knew what I should do, and I consolidated the position and got it. I exchanged the queens basically, and then the position was clear. And
Hi Richa. So how was your game today?
Today's game was very good for me. I was white and I was playing against Sunya Sakta Satpathy from India, and I'm very satisfied with my game today.
Okay, and how do you see your prospects now in the rest of the tournament?
I'm trying to take every game new, one game by one game, and I hope to do my best in this tournament.
Congrats, Rinat.
Thank you.
How would you describe the game today?
I was actually a bit disappointed with my opponent's first move itself. I was looking forward to a very sharp fight in Sicilian. Instead, he played e5, and it sort of went into a much more equal and kind of a boring position, to be honest. And I actually made a very dubious choice in the opening, and it gave him the initiative completely. I fell into a slightly long trap. So he got the initiative, and I was fighting to save an inferior position for most of the game with less time, and he was pressurizing me. Fortunately, he made a simple pawn blender at one point, and after that it became equal, and in the last position I think maybe I was a little better, but I had very little time, so I decided to agree to his draw offer.
Fighting in a position which is disadvantageous for a long time, how did you mentally prepare yourself for it? Like, at any point did you feel like giving up?
I didn't feel like giving up, but the problem is after a certain point the time becomes very low, and it's impossible to play precise moves with less time. So I had to stay at my peak concentration for almost 2-3 hours, which is very difficult to do because attention is easy to lose. But having played for so many years, that helped a bit, the experience of playing in similar situations. So I was just able to manage, and since it's the first few rounds, energy was not a major problem.
Are you satisfied with your performance so far in the first 4 rounds?
Well, I'm not unhappy with my performance till now, but maybe I don't want to get into positions like this with white. Probably I should not give the initiative so easily, and there are a lot of things that I want to do better, but I'm definitely not unhappy with the performance so far.
And this is a long event, 13 rounds.
Yeah.
So conserving energy is also important in event of this magnitude.
Yeah, definitely. Conserving energy is also important, but Indians usually play these very long European circuits every year, so usually that goes for like 20-30 games almost continuously, 3-4 tournaments. I also played in such events, so I think that will also help me cope up with the continuous games.
And what do you think? Playing at home is a motivational factor, or there is a lot of pressure playing in your home?
Fortunately, there's absolutely no pressure and expectations on me. So I think the pressure aspect is almost non-existent. So playing in home is working out as an advantage for me.
Yeah, drawing against the top seed. Shouldn't your motivation level rise after this game?
Actually, it doesn't come as a big surprise to me. I think I'm quite underrated, and I can compete with almost anyone who's playing here. And I also played all these guys from a very young age, from under 10. So I don't think the result itself motivates me, but from the start itself I'm in a very motivated state to perform well. It's also my last chance to play in World Juniors.
In general, do you think Indians are underrated here?
Yeah, Indians are definitely underrated here, especially among the lower seeded people. And compared to Europeans. But maybe with the 40k in a year or two, things will get more balanced.
Who do you think are top contenders to win the title here?
There are quite a few people. Vidit is definitely among the top favorites. Corey Jorge also is extremely strong, but if he can get good positions out of openings, if he doesn't get caught in openings, then he also has very bright chances.
Prathamesh, what did you think of the day today?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. For India, we had mixed results in the boys section. And how do you think was it for the girls section?
Well, girls, we had so many draws on the top 10 boards actually, but many interesting games actually, and especially like the game on the third board between Gevorgian Maria and Sarah Sadat. I think Black found a very nice defense for herself. Indians are doing reasonably well in girls. So how about the Indians in boys section?
On board 3, we had Indian Grandmaster and our medal hopeful Vidit Gujarati playing white against Lu Shanglei, a strong Chinese Grandmaster. And Vidit probably missed something in the opening and did not get much out of it, and followed that up with a safety approach. He played a few exchanges and the game easily ended in a draw. The top seed, Fedosiv Vladimir, and the favorite of this tournament, one of the favorite of this tournament, and Srinath was having a very difficult position, and yet he managed to find some resources and held his higher seeded opponent to a draw. So on board number 6 there was Kamil Dragun, a grandmaster from Poland, who was playing SL Narayanan, an Indian hopeful international master rated around 150 points below. And the good result for India on this table, SL Narayanan played a very nice sacrifice that was probably missed by Kamil Dragun and punished by his opponent, and SL Narayanan got rook for 2 pieces with pass pawn, and he kept putting pressure and attacked White's king as well, and all the desperate measures of his opponent were just pushed aside by SL Narayanan, who won the game. On board number 9 was a slightly disappointing result from medal hopes for India, but another, if you look at the bright side, there was another Indian playing white with R. Ganesh, who was a very lower rated, and he held Sahaj Grover to a draw. The game was a Queen's Indian defense, and White played a very solid draw. Black seemed to be better in between, but he could not get much. So a mixed day overall for the Indians, as well as we had 3 black wins in top 9 boards and 1 white win. So that is not a regular result, and I'll say a mixed day for Indians. So Soumya, how do you sum up the results in the girls section?
Well, first of all, thanks a lot for your overview, Prathamesh. Very nice way of putting on the games. And the second board game actually was very nice between Mary Arabidze, international master from Georgia, versus India's own WIM Ivana Maria Furtado. Unfortunately, I think it ended in a draw. I say unfortunately because Ivana was clearly better and we were hoping for more from her, but still a very positive result for the young Indian. The 5th board was very nice result for India. Padmini Raut, India's biggest medal hope in the girls section of this tournament, won against Egypt's WGM Mona Khaled in a very nice endgame. Same color bishop endgame. You should definitely go and study that position, viewers. Rest of the games, well, India I think had an overall nice day in the girls sections. Jay Saranya drew her game. She's on 2.5 points now, and Nandita PV won. She's on 3 now, so we can hope for a lot of Indians on the top board tomorrow.
Well, things are hotting up at the World Junior Chess Championship in Pune. In the open section, finally a clear leader has emerged in the form of Corey Jorge from Peru. Whereas in the women's section, there are 4 joint leaders now, and the bright spot for India is that one of them, Padmini Ruth, is among the joint leaders. In the open section, there were some bright spots, but there were some disappointments also for the Indians. But among the good results, it was Sunil Dutt Laina Narayanan from Kerala's win over his fancied opponent from Poland. The 25-60 Grandmaster was the brightest spot of the day. But these are early days. 1/3 of the tournament only is over. But there is no doubt that it's going to get more and more interesting as the rounds are going to come by. Stay with us.